This is our second part of the revision about rocks. Here we will remember that we have some types of rocks, as we said before, sedimentary and igneous and metamorphic rocks, and we need to know how they are formed. The classification or division of those actually on the basis of their formation. Number one, we have sedimentary rocks formed from particles of sands, shells, and pebbles, and other fragments. And examples of that are conglomerates and limestone. Second type is igneous rock, and it's formed when magma or lava cools and hardens. Uh, we will see some crystals forms, and the rock looks shiny and glassy like because of because it contains minerals that they have these properties. Sometimes gas bubbles are trapped in the rock and during the cooling process, leaving tiny holes. So there we will see different kinds of igneous rocks according to their location. Examples are basalt and granite. Also metamorphic rocks, the third type. It it is this kind of rocks is formed under the surface of the earth, go through or undergo the metamorphism process, which is a change due to heat and pressure. Minerals get squeezed. They usually have ribbon-like layers and may have shiny crystals. Examples of that are gneisses and marbles. Here you have some features or characteristics that you can tell if these are sedimentary rocks or not. If you find sand or pebble, individual stones, pebbles, or sand grains, as you see in this figure, or you can find fossils, for example, imprints of leaves, shells, insects. This will give you an indication, primary indication, that these are sedimentary rocks. Similar wise here, also for the igneous rocks, if you can see gas bubbles, holes like Swiss cheese in the rock, or glossy surfaces, shiny or smooth, you can tell these are igneous rocks uh, by looking by your eyes. Also for the metamorphic rocks, if you see ribbon-like layers or crystals that small or flattened, shiny, tiny mirrors, you can tell these minerals undergo heat and pressure. We call them metamorphic rocks. How are rocks distributed? The core, mantle, and crust are one giant rock recycling machine. Yes. So all these types of rocks go from one type to another type within the earth in all parts of the earth, from core, mantle, crust, and they repeat this cycle all the time. Here is the example of igneous rocks. Igneous, the name of that comes from a Latin word called fire, ignis, and formed from the cooling of either magma or lava. If lava is cold, so we get fine-grained igneous rocks. If magma is cooled slowly, we will get a coarse-grained igneous rock. Okay, the most abundant type of rock is igneous because, of course, because we have a lot of magma chambers underneath the earth. Okay, underneath the crust. So we classify those rocks according to their origin, and we can say below ground from magma, intrusive igneous rocks usually have large crystals because we know that they cool slowly, then they have the opportunity to form crystals. Some have large and some have small crystals. If we have this type of rock, we call it porphyritic, like those. Also, if these rocks are formed above the ground or above the Earth's surface from lava, we call them an extrusive igneous rocks, and usually have small or no crystals because they didn't have chance to cool down slowly. They cool very quickly. See, this is a picture of lava flow, and this is the output of some. This is an example of some igneous extrusive rocks. And this is pumice. You see those gas bubbles when they come out of the rock, they leave holes like that. So we have igneous rocks intrusive, we call them plutonic, and we have extrusive, we call them volcanic. And these two pictures can give you an example of, you have large crystals, then it is plutonic or intrusive. You have small crystals or no crystals at all, you call them extrusive rock. There are two types of magma, felsic and mafic. Felsic, they have light color, high in silica, viscous, and so on. So felsic is coming from feldspar plus silica. Felsic. Then mafic, dark color, low in silica, and higher iron. So it's from magnesium and iron. Mag-Fe. That's why it's mafic. Okay, another example, light color gives you indication of felsic rock. Dark color gives you an indication of mafic. So the igneous rocks, regarding to texture, we go back to the crystal size. So textures are divided into two main types according to the crystal size. Fine grain crystals are too small, like basalt, and coarse grain crystals are easily visible, like. And other types of textures, we have glassy, like obsidian, and we have porphyritic, like rhyolite, and we have a viscular texture like pumice. Okay, so in our next lecture, we will learn about some other topics about rocks. See you then. Bye.